The fight against polio is a test of our resilience, because the virus is always moving, always hiding within underserved populations, across borders, in markets, and through our wastewater. So, we innovate, we adapt, we evolve, because the only way to end polio is to stay one step ahead. Our race against polio began thousands of years ago. Evidence of polio-like paralysis appears as far back as ancient Egypt. It was hard to outrun back then, but in the 1950s, the first vaccine changed everything. For the first time, we weren't just running from polio, we were chasing it down. The first breakthrough came from Dr. Jonas Salk, who developed the inactivated polio vaccine. Soon after, Dr. Albert Sabin created the oral polio vaccine, which made reaching children around the world easier. Rotary helped to make sure these vaccines could reach every child everywhere.
On the idealistic goal of protecting all the world's children, Rotary is uniquely qualified to undertake this campaign.
They launched Polio Plus, the largest internationally coordinated private sector support of a public health initiative. Together, safe and effective vaccines combined with global support are the backbone of eradication, driving polio cases down by over 99% worldwide. But innovation alone isn't enough. We have to adapt. In India, with its vast population of over 1 billion, reaching every child was an enormous challenge, especially as many families were on the move. When vaccination points missed some children, health workers reached them in transit. We talked with Sunil Bahal of the World Health Organization to learn the whole story.
There were these maps that were drawn that showed how the virus is moving from which part of India to where. So we put in place a transit strategy where vaccination teams were put on highways, on railway stations, bus stations, and they were vaccinating children on the move. 8 million kids who were on the move were vaccinated during each campaign.
This ability to adapt turned India from one of the hardest hit places to fight polio into one of the greatest success stories. And now, in the final stretch, we must evolve. Vaccination is essential, but surveillance and laboratories are what keeps us one step ahead. The Global Polio Laboratory Network now includes 143 active laboratories across the world, and that network is growing stronger in terms of capacity and capability. In Africa, 6 labs are being upgraded with sequencing technology. Instead of waiting for results, countries can not only confirm a case but learn what strain it is and where it came from. The more we know, the better we can find it and defeat it. We talked to Usman Diop, the coordinator of the Global Polio Laboratory Network, to learn more about the program.
One of the major activities we started 3 years back was to strengthen and upgrade some laboratories in the African region, because usually the polio diagnostic in global, we did have one big bottleneck, is transportation. In the past, there were 2 labs doing sequencing, one in South Africa and one in Ghana. The aim is to add 6 more labs in Senegal, in Cameroon, Uganda, Nigeria, in Kenya, and in Madagascar. So by strengthening some laboratories, we are in fact to fast track the information to the programs.
Outrunning the virus across borders, on trains, and in communities everywhere. Building stronger surveillance with faster and more advanced laboratories. Delivering polio vaccines where they are needed most. Earning deeper trust with communities. We innovate, we adapt, and we evolve. That's how we eradicate polio for good.